Gold bars slide across cold steel tables. The movement is constant. The weight of the metal dictates the pace of the world. Massive stone facades stand silent in the morning light. They represent a promise made decades ago. The structure remains rigid. Ink flows slowly across the dry paper of the ledger. Every entry records a growing imbalance. The numbers are becoming heavy. A single desk lamp illuminates a stack of documents. The office is empty of people. The pressure is contained within the files. Teletype machines chatter in a distant room. Paper tape scrolls onto the floor in long coils. Information moves faster than the gold. The vault door remains sealed with heavy iron bolts. No one enters the chamber today. The reserves are watched by cold cameras. A heavy brass scale tilts slowly toward the left. The balance is lost. Physical assets cannot keep up with digital demands. Rows of empty chairs face a blank projection screen. The meeting ended hours ago. The decisions made here are final. Smoke rises from an ashtray on a conference table. The air is thick with the scent of tobacco. Institutional fatigue has set in. A world map hangs on a dim hallway wall. Lines of trade are etched into the fading ink. The borders are becoming porous. A telephone switchboard light flashes in the dark. The connection is immediate. A single call changes the valuation of a currency. Stacks of currency sit bound in brown paper. They are waiting for transport. The value they hold is subject to debate. Shadow moves across the marble floor of the lobby. The sun passes over the institutional clock. Time is the only remaining asset. An official seal is pressed into hot wax. The document is now binding. The commitment is etched in red. The hands of a wall clock jump forward. Each minute carries more risk. The window for intervention is closing. Unsold newspapers gather dust on a metal rack. The headlines speak of inflation and debt. The public is still unaware of the depth. Rain streaks the windows of the Treasury building. The city outside is gray and quiet. The moisture blurs the view of the street. A leather briefcase sits alone on a train platform. The owner has walked away. The contents are no longer relevant. Large fans spin in a computer server room. Tape reels turn in jerky intervals. The era of physical accounting is ending. An empty pair of spectacles rests on a desk. The work has been abandoned. The vision for the system is clouded. A heavy curtain closes over a window. The room becomes dark and private. Secret negotiations require complete silence. Gold dust settles in the corners of a vault. The bars have been moved too many times. The friction of trade is visible here. A glass of water vibrates on a metal tray. A heavy vehicle passes outside the wall. The foundations are no longer stable. A row of file cabinets stands against a wall. They contain the records of a dying system. The drawers are locked tight. Fog rolls through the city streets at night. The streetlights are dim and flickering. Visibility is limited to the next few steps. An official portrait hangs in a grand hall. The eyes of the former leader watch the room. The authority has outlived the man. A typewriter carriage returns with a sharp ring. The final report is being finished. The text is permanent and cold. A pile of discarded receipts lies in a bin. Small transactions reveal the rising costs of living. The erosion is felt at the bottom. A dust settles on the surface of a globe. The world is static, but the tensions grow. The spheres of influence are shifting. A heavy door is barred from the inside. The institution is protecting itself from the outside. Trust has been withdrawn. A light bulb flickers in a basement corridor. The power grid is under strain. Resources are being diverted to maintain the center. A silver tray holds 2 empty coffee cups. The participants have left the room. The bitterness remains in the dregs. Clouds pass quickly over the government dome. The weather is changing. A storm is predicted but not yet seen. A stack of gold coins sits on a green cloth. They are cold and unmoving. They are the anchor that no longer holds. A needle on a pressure gauge enters the red. The limit has been reached. The system cannot absorb more stress. Continued observation of these systems requires a patient eye. The record of these failures is preserved for those who watch closely. The history remains open. A rotary phone handset hangs off the hook. The line is dead. Communication with the old world is severed. A wooden gavel rests on a leather pad. The court is adjourned indefinitely. No one is left to judge the consequences. A car engine sputters and stops in the street. The fuel lines are empty. The economy is slowing to a crawl. Empty shipping containers sit in a harbor. The flow of goods has paused. The ocean is the only thing moving. A candle burns down to the wick. The light is fading in the institution. The wax spills onto the table. A locked gate blocks the entrance to the park. The city is closed for the night. The silence is institutional. A newspaper is blown across an empty plaza. The wind carries the news of failure. The paper tumbles through the shadows. A television screen shows only static. The broadcast has been terminated. The airwaves are empty of voices. A shadow falls over a stack of gold bars. The sun is setting on the era. The metal is becoming invisible. An empty pair of boots sits by a door. The worker has finished the shift. The labor is no longer needed. A mechanical counter rolls over to 0. The tally is finished. The debt has exceeded the physical capacity. A heavy safe remains open and empty. The contents have been removed. Only the cold air remains inside. Dust falls through a shaft of light. The archive is quiet and still. The history is being buried slowly. A brass nameplate is tarnished and dull. The name of the official is forgotten. The legacy is one of absence. A single drop of oil falls from a pipe. The machine is leaking its lifeblood. Maintenance has been deferred for too long. A row of abandoned typewriters sits on a bench. The machines have no more to say. The transition to the new system is complete. The tide goes out at a coastal refinery. The industrial skeleton is revealed in the mud. The energy of the system is spent. A stack of empty checks sits on a counter. The bank is closed for the holiday. The paper has no backing today. A heavy clock weight reaches the bottom of the case. The mechanism stops moving. The period of time-locked value is over. A city bridge is shrouded in gray mist. The path across is no longer visible. The destination is uncertain for everyone. A shadow moves across a marble statue. The figure represents an ancient virtue. The virtue has been traded for time. A dark office window reflects the street below. The power is off inside the building.
The system is resting in the dark. The gold is now only a memory in the vault. The promise has been decoupled from the earth. The new age is weightless. The sun rises over a different world. The old rules no longer apply. The silence is the only legacy.